Well, let's see what kind of job this does. I've kind of been hitting the doldrums here of cleaning this car. You know, you kind of just get into a spot. It's kind of like in the middle of every project, you know, where you're about as far away from the end as you are from the beginning. So you've got progress that's been made. You're happy with it, with how things are going, but you're just kind of starting to lose a little bit of momentum. Either you're just getting a little tired or, you know, whatever the case may be. That's kind of where I am right now. I haven't lost interest. I'm just trying to recharge the batteries a bit. And so I kind of been just jumping around to different projects to keep myself from getting too bored. So we're back on paint the last couple of days. And in a perfect world, you would do this in a specified order. Probably leave this until the absolute end, but I mean, come on, at some point, if your ass is dragging and you need to find a different project to stay engaged, well, then that's what you gotta do. And I know there's a lot of people who breeze through this channel and watch the first minute or two of these videos and think to themselves, Jesus H, I don't know why anybody would go to these lengths to clean their car and all that jazz. And I get that. I mean, look, it's different strokes for different folks. Can't be all things to all people. But and I've actually had people, you know, this is kind of a sidebar, but I've had people ask me through the private messaging on YouTube and through some emails and stuff, it just, you know, why do you go through all this trouble? And I guess the best answer I can give you, and I should probably even make a video about this. In fact, let's do that. Let's put that on the itinerary at some point, because I think it's important. Because the answer I'm going to give you is not, it's not an easy one. It's not just say, well, I enjoy keeping my car clean. I mean, yeah, that's part of it, but it's really a lifestyle and just a way of living more than anything else. I keep my cars clean, and I try to keep them as nice as possible, because everything I own, I try to keep this way. You know, you see me out here fucking around with the car all the time, but what you don't see is all the other parts of my life where I'm trying to keep things in as good a shape as possible too. And really, it just comes down to, that's the way I was brought up. I was brought up to take care of all my stuff absolutely as best I could, because there was no guarantee you were going to get a replacement if it went bad. You know, I was responsible for my own stuff. If you know, when I was a kid, if I left my bicycle outside overnight and it got stolen, I wasn't getting another bike. You know, if I wanted another bike, I was going to have to shovel driveways in the winter and pay for it myself, because my parents weren't going to buy me another one. Lesson learned. So, you know, just things like that. When they would buy me a new pair of tennis shoes or something, a new pair of sneakers or soccer cleats or whatever, if I ruined them, you know, walked to school barefoot. And so it was just, you know, it was just the lessons learned of having to take care of stuff, because there were no guarantees. And, you know, when you take care of things, you end up appreciating them more. At least I do. And the beauty of taking care of things is, the longer you take care of them,
the longer they last and the more value you get out of them. So, if you're a tight ass like me, you can afford some nicer things in life if you're willing to put in the effort to take care of them and try to keep them in as good a shape as long as you possibly can. If you don't, it'll cost you money. Ruining all of your stuff costs money. And my grandmother always told me, she says, look, it's just as easy to be clean as it is to be a filthy slob. So, and I totally believe that. It really doesn't take that much more effort. Okay, yeah, I'm out here cleaning this, but it's a lot of effort when things break down and they don't work and you have to go fix them or pay somebody else to repair something that costs hundreds or thousands of dollars because you neglected things. It's a hell of a lot cheaper to spend $30 on clay bar and 30 or 50 bucks on polish and wax to keep these car panels looking really good than it is to repaint the fucking car panels, okay? I can speak to that from firsthand experience. So, we're preserving things out here while we're doing this. We're saving money while we're doing this. And actually, we might even be making money while we're doing this because while everyone else is ruining their stuff and not taking care of it, we're out here preserving it to an unbelievably high standard, which means, God forbid, if we had, if we needed a kidney transplant or something like that and we needed to sell this baby, we'll probably get more money for ours than somebody else will get for theirs. So, it's all about value-added effort and what your ROI is. And I just think there's a lot of ROI in maintaining your stuff, taking care of your stuff. So what you see out here with the cars is pretty much what's going on everywhere else. All my stuff I try to take care of. I've had computers and stuff for 10 or 12 years. I've had sneakers that last me 15 years. As long as you're not stupid about stuff and ruin stuff, it's amazing how much longevity you can get out of things. So, a lot of it I think is just how you were brought up. And if you weren't brought up to take care of your stuff and you weren't given responsibility as a kid, then you might have a completely different outlook on things. But for me, my parents put the responsibility on me to keep my stuff nice. If they bought me school clothes at the beginning of the year and by November all my school clothes are ruined, I don't get new school clothes, If I got to wear a bunch of rags to school, well, that's just the way it's going to be. Not their problem anymore. So, that was an incentive to not make that mistake. And when the onerous is on you to maintain the stuff, well, then it takes on a little bit more prorate. So yeah, my advice to all of you guys out there who have, decent cars, they don't have to be super expensive cars, but if they're important to you, just take care of your stuff. Heck, when I had my Acura Integra and my WRX, they were so clean you could, eat off of the engine in them. And they're just, that's why I got top dollar for them when I sold them. They weren't, super special cars, but I remember when I sold my Integra GSR to get, it actually got totaled. That's kind of another story. When I leased my WRX, it took 3.5 months to get it. So in the meantime, I was cleaning the Acura because I was going to sell it right about the time the WRX was going to come in. And so I knew my arrival date at the WRX, and so I was preparing to get my Integra sold by then. So I was cleaning it up and detailing it. You know, I was getting ready to put the ads on Auto Trader and the Acura boards and all that. And so I took like 500 pictures of it. And, you know, it was just detailed to the max. And then like 3 weeks before my WRX shows up, car gets totaled. Not my fault, but the car got totaled. So I had to go through then they totaled the car, so they wanted to pay it off. And they wanted to give me like regular, I forget what the blue book on it or KBB or NADA was, but it was like, they wanted to give me like 5,800. And my car, even though I had like 110,000 miles, I mean, it was immaculate. And they couldn't bullshit their way out of the fact that the condition wasn't that good, because I had like 500 pictures I had taken a week before it got totaled that showed just how perfect the car was. Of course, it was a mangled mess when it was at the junkyard when they went to look at it. But I had pictures with timestamps on my photos to show them what it looked like. And so, we went back and forth and did hand-to-hand combat for like 3 months to get that car paid off from the insurer. And they wouldn't give me what I wanted. I wanted like 7,600. They were only giving like 5,800. And I was telling them, the people who want like GSRs and it's like people who want Supras. Yeah, there's the blue book value, but then there are the fanboys who are going to be willing to pay more for that car because they know what it is. And so that's where you target your marketing, is you target the people who are going to want the car and pay a little bit more for it. So anyways, after we yelled at each other for 3 months, they finally came up to my number, because I think they were sick of me, because I had written a whole bunch of letters to Progressive Insurance, who was my insurer at the time, they were as worthless as tits on a boar. And the person who hit me had Progressive Insurance too, and they when I got it totaled and they towed it from the intersection, Progressive couldn't find the car for 10 days. They didn't know where it was. What a fustercluck that was. But in any case, the point I'm trying to make is, had I not kept that car exceedingly clean and as nice as I could, instead of 74 or 7,600, they would have given me probably 5,650. So it was $2,000 extra in my pocket. I don't know about you. I don't know your lifestyle, but $2,000 to me is a lot of money.